All right, today we will be looking at a general review for our midterm 2 quiz number 2 test. So today we'll be reviewing that. If you are listening, the quiz will be from Wednesday. I will open it up on Wednesday. Let me see the date on Wednesday. I'll open it up on Wednesday. On Wednesday should be the 20th. So 20th July 2022. I'll open it up to Saturday 23rd on July 2022. So that will be a 2 hours. That will be a 2-hour quiz, or you call it midterm number 2 or midterm exams. So that will be quiz number 2 for us. So there are 40 questions there, so you have to use, you do it for about 2 hours. They are good, straightforward questions. I will go through each of the areas I want you to concentrate. Anyone you feel we should double into a little bit, we can do that. But we are not going to teach anything new or different. So we are not going to spend much time on it, on each of the topic I want you to review. So today we'll do the review. If we don't have time today, then you do the test on Wednesday through Friday, and then next week we continue new topic. So the question will be on chapter 5. I hope everyone is hearing me. If anybody can unmute and talk and tell me that, yeah, we are listening.
Yes, Professor. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello, Professor. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear Nora.
Okay, all right. So if you want to, maybe you'll jot down some points. We'll look at the first chapter. Chapter number 5 will be our first area we are going to test. Then chapter 6, 7, 8. Those are the 4 chapters for the midterm or for the quiz number 2. I will want to pull these chapters and look at them myself too, so that we look at areas I want to point you to review. Chapter 5 is the first chapter. please. Okay, that is a chapter 5. I want you to look at the main broad areas. I want you to look at, maybe you have to write it down. The first one is users of financial statement. Users of financial statement. Users of financial statement. I want you to be able to distinguish between external and internal users. So that would be the first thing you should take note of if you're writing it down. You have to take note of distinguish between external and internal users. Know what type of information is needed by external users and what type of information needed by internal users. And on this very section, we talk about SEC, Security and Exchange Commission. We talk about FSAB, Financial Accounting Standard Board. We talk about the decree that was enacted, SOX. So we talk about that. You should know all the functions of each of those items I've just mentioned and their mission, like mission of SEC. What is SEC? What is their mission? What is FSAB? What is their task? So you should be able to know that. So function and mission and task of SEC, FSAB, and SOX. So we should be able to know that. Then function of internal and external auditors. What are their functions and limitations? What are they expected to do for the internal auditors and then external auditors? And types of report. And if you recall, we mentioned reports such as qualified reports. So you should be able to know those type of reports. So that would be the function of auditors. Then you move into income statement. Income statement, there are several levels of Professor, I think you can't hear us. Oh, wow, why? I don't know why.
Professor,
Let me see.
can you hear us?
Turn off. Stop. I don't know where the problem is. Is there anybody that can unmute? Anybody that can unmute and then mute and
Can
then
you hear me,
talk?
Professor?
Yeah, Ahmed.
Okay, now you can hear us. Professor,
I'm not hearing you.
for chapter 8, we didn't complete it.
So I don't know what is wrong with it. But if you are hearing me.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, I don't need to. We are reviewing for the midterm, so I'm not going to flip any slides, except if you need my attention. We are reviewing for quiz 2. So I am not. Slides. Except you need We again can try and see if you can unmute. If Nuran, can
Yes,
you
Professor.
try and see if you can unmute and talk so that if we can hear you.
Professor, can you hear me?
It's not working. It's not from my end, because from my end here, my my audio is on. Everything about it is on. My camera is on, so I don't know what the problem is. Yes, I've seen it, but I'm not hearing you. Well, if you are hearing me and you are seeing me, so let's proceed. If you have any question, type it on the chat. If you have any question, just type it there, because I don't know what is wrong. For me, everything is fine. No. All right, if you are listening, first we are reviewing for our quiz 2. And I want you to note quiz 2 will take place on Wednesday. So it's a one attempt exam, a midterm quiz. So as soon as you log on, if you are logging on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, after you are reviewing some of the items I'm going to mention today, either Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. On Saturday, after Saturday, your quiz is not available again. So it will be Wednesday, 20th July 2022. I will turn it on, and then up to 23rd, being Saturday, I will open, the quiz will still be on for you to do. And when you log on, because it's a one-time test, you are not expected to log on, do some part and go back. So as soon as you log on, you have 2 hours to complete the test. So that will be on quiz number 2. Wednesday, 20th July up to 23rd July, 2022. If you have any question, just type it on the chat, since I'm not hearing you. So that is number 1. The first thing I want you to know, users of accounts, the external and internal users. And I now say item number 2, if you're writing it down. Item number 2 for you to focus on will be functions, mission, and task. All that will be on chapter 5, communicating and analyzing accounting information. And then you have to know the functions and limitation of internal and external users. We did that all in the previous lectures. So you should know the functions of internal and external auditors, and know the type of reports. And if you recall, I illustrated by saying qualified report and non-qualified report. You should know what they are. Then if we move to income statement, you should know, first of all, you have to know the different levels of income, the different level of income statement. We know, you know that we have gross profit. So if you can note it, gross profit is the first level, so you should be able to know how to calculate gross profit. You should be able to know how to calculate net income before tax, and then the net income after tax. You should be able to know how to calculate all those intermediate level of profit up to the bottom line is the net income. Then you should also, we mentioned something about gross sales and net sales. You should know how to adjust from gross sales to net sales. You should be able to know how to adjust from gross sales to net sales. What are those components you should be looking at if you arrive at net sales? If you remember, we talk about returns. I say customer want to return some items, or he returns some items. And we talk about customer is trying to energize their marketing, so they give discount for their products. So you should be able to know how to arrive at net sales from gross sales. Then we should be able to also, they are all in the slides that has to do with account receivable turnover. You should be able to know how to calculate account receivable turnover. You know what account receivable is, and from there you should be able to calculate what account receivable turnover is. Then we move into how to calculate inventory. What is inventory? Inventory of a company. How do we calculate the closing inventory and the cost of goods sold? Cost of goods sold and ending inventory. Should be able to know how to calculate that based on LIFO, last in, first in, out, FIFO, first in, first in, out, and average cost method. Should be able to know how to calculate them. They are all in your quiz number 2. That is ending inventory. From there, you'll be able to know cost of goods sold, you know the ending inventory. What should be the ending inventory? You should be able to know that there. Then again, we did assets. Folks, you know what fixed assets are. Or, but let me put it in a broad perspective. You know what tangible and intangible assets are. You should be able to distinguish between tangible and intangible assets. And based on that too, we should be able to do calculations, depreciation methods. And I introduce you, or the slide also, you see 3 different methods. The first method is the straight line method. That is very straightforward. Then we have the double declining balance method. Also. If you look at, and somebody asked question last time, the difference between the two is that for straight line, you just divide by the useful life. But for double declining balance method, before dividing, you have to multiply by 2. So if a straight line method, you are dividing by the useful life, that is 1/5. For double declining, you multiply that 1/5 by 2, so that will be 2/5. That is why we call it double declining balance method. And you will see that the straight line, as soon as you calculate the straight line depreciation, you apply it for each year. If you divide the straight line, you have a straight line depreciation is 10,000. So that means you subtract 10,000 for each of the years. Year 1, 10,000, year 2, year 3, year 4. But double declining, if you calculate using 2/5 methods, you can see that if it is 10,000 for the first year, using straight line method, you will see that it will be 2 times 10,000, which is 20,000 for that first year. So you have to subtract that from the balance of the fixed assets. Whatever is the remainder of the fixed asset is what you will now depreciate the next year. And then you continue like that until the final year. Another one is, that is the straight line depreciation, double declining. Then we have the unit of production method also. The unit of production method. That one depends on the number of units the machine will produce over the useful life. So it depends on the number of, if the machine is going to produce 500,000 worth of product within 5 years. So that each year, probably the first year is going to produce 50,000, the second year 10,000 or 20,000, and so forth. And that is how you will use that production unit to depreciate. They are all there in the slides. I don't know how you can communicate with me if you are not hearing me, or I'm not hearing you, because I wanted to find out if there are questions you have for the quiz number 2, based on what I've already, because I've already prepared the questions. So these are the questions I am putting forth to you. I will now repeat it again. External users is very important for this midterm. The function, mission, and task of SEC, Security and Exchange Commission, FASB, that is Financial Accounting Standard Board. Their function is very important for you to know. The SOX is also to know the main issue they introduce in the financial, in the task of preparing financial statement. So you should be able to know those. Also, you should be able to know what auditors audit the account, the internal and external. What are the different limitations and functions? Who appoint the external auditors? And what are the reports? What type of report did they issue? And then you should be able to now look at the balance sheet itself. Okay. And again, what I am bringing in here too, how do you calculate when you purchase and when the company purchase an items, how do you calculate the cost? Also, it should be part of what you should look at. And we mentioned when goods should change hands. At that point is when we recognize that the goods has actually changed hands and had been sold. And I introduce you to FOB, freight on board. So if it is freight on board, as soon as the goods enter the ship, title has changed. The people who sold the goods, they are going to realize the sales. So we should take note of that. Then the different level of profit, you should know how to calculate them. Different level of profit, gross profit, income before income before interest and tax, and then income after tax, which is the net income. We should be able to know that. And then we should know there are different turnover, or different margin, gross profit margin, net income margin. We should also know those margins. And then another very important is the LIFO, because we have about 5 or 6 questions on LIFO, FIFO, and average balance method. Then depreciation, you have about 4 questions or 5 coming in there too. So you should be able to take notes of those items and post any chat or any question if you have any, because I can't hear you. Otherwise, that will be our review for next week. And then I will expect you to go and use today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, before you do it. Try to review all what I've just listed, what I've just discussed now. Then on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday, you can just go ahead and do the test. The test is very straightforward. If there is question, post. If there is no question, I will call it a day. Okay, if there is no question for me, please use today, use Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and review the test. You can review these materials I've listed here, I've given you today, I've discussed with you. You can review it up to Friday. If I were you, I review up to Thursday, then I take the test on Friday. Or I review up to Friday and take the test on Saturday. I expect everybody to do very well on the test. Thank you very much. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone, and good luck. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and good luck for the midterm exam. Good luck, midterm. Good luck, and good luck to everyone.